Most financial advice is geared toward assets. We've been groomed to invest in stocks, build retirement accounts, the word diversify portfolios comes to mind, and grow investments over time. That's what we've been taught, right? So now these are important ideas with a solid fundamental basis, but they represent just a portion of the wealth equation. And if you're looking to determine your financial situation, the formula is simple. Your net worth equals assets minus your liabilities. Now, assets are products that pay you money, and liabilities are products that cost you money. So if you're paying out, that's a liability. If you're receiving money, that's an asset. Most people spend years learning how to manage their assets, yet very few ever receive education about managing their liabilities. So let's focus on that blind spot that this creates. Being that for most individuals, the largest liability that they will ever own is their home. And this is the most controversial one because most people view their home as an asset, while there is another school of thought that a home is actually a liability. Now, both can be true. So the property is an asset, however, the mortgage attached to that house is a liability. Remember, when you have to make a payment, that's a liability. When you receive a payment, that's an asset. Now, I've been reading a lot of conversations around mortgages, and they're typically like about either always paying off your mortgage as quickly as possible, debt is bad. There's a school of thought that being debt-free equals financial security. There is a difference between good debt and bad debt. Think about rich dad, poor dad. When used inappropriately, it can destroy your wealth. However, when used correctly, it can create opportunity. Businesses often borrow to grow, right? Investors often borrow to acquire assets. And entrepreneurs borrow money to build companies. Without access to capital, this makes progress very difficult. So this is where financial literacy is so important. I wish that they taught this in school. Liability management focuses on managing debt correctly so that assets and liability work together. Would you be interested on how mortgages influence long-term financial outcomes? Like the role of inflation and how it plays in long-term borrowing, why liquidity matters in financial planning, and also how assets and liabilities interact on a personal balance sheet. Drop a like and a comment below, and if I get at least 100 likes and get to 1,000 followers because of this post, I'll team up with a mortgage advisor to discuss this topic further. I hope it helps, and I'll see you on the next one.